Hey guys, I hope you guys are having a good week. This week I have chosen to present the book Where the Red Fern Grows. Sorry, my brain's not really working right now. This book is written by Wilson Rawls. It was written in 1961, and this is one of my most favorite books of all time. I've probably read it 12 times at least, and I just get caught up in the story every time. This book would fit under the fiction category. I would also put it under the contemporary realistic fiction, mostly because this book, the author, Wilson Rawls, he actually grew up in the Ozarks in Oklahoma, which is where the book takes place, and he drew from a lot of his own personal experiences while he wrote this book. So it's definitely something that could have happened, and probably some stuff in there that did happen. Anyway, this book is about a little boy named Billy, and little Billy lives in the Ozark Mountains, and so a lot of his growing up is done outside. There's a lot of hunters that live out there. They all do coon hunting, and they've all got these hunting dogs that they've trained, and that is where we're at with Billy. He is dying to have some coon hounds that he can train to be coon hunters because he just wants puppies and dogs so bad. He wants to be a part of all of that. So Billy saves his money, and he ends up getting these puppies, a little girl he names Little Ann, and a little boy puppy that he names Old Dan. And as he gets to know these puppies, Little Ann and Old Dan, he realizes that Little Ann is the smart one. And she is strategic and smart about things. She doesn't just go for it. And her brother, Old Dan, he is a go-for-it puppy. And he's strong and he's big. And he just thinks that he's got this perfect pair of puppies that are going to be the best hunting puppies ever. What he doesn't bargain for is how much these puppies become a part of him and a part of his life. They go on so many adventures together, and he just trains them how to be coon hunters. And it starts with his first puppy, or his first experience with his puppies treeing a coon. And he goes out and he goes and finds his dad and tells his dad and says, Dad, I don't know what to do. They treed this coon, but he's in the biggest tree in the forest. And the dad is kind of like, well, I guess let it go. But he didn't want to let his puppies down because they worked so hard to tree this coon. So he spent I don't even remember how many days cutting down this big giant tree just because he did not want to let these puppies down, if that gives you any clue of their relationship. Anyway, they go on, and there's so many more things that happen to him, some good and some bad, that he learns how to deal with. And he learns how to deal with death. He learns how to deal with things not really going the way that he wants them to go or how he thinks they should go. And he deals with a lot of disappointment and responsibility because he needs to be responsible for these dogs since he's the one that took his money to buy them. And he ends up getting into this annual coon hunt, and it's this big deal that hunters come from all over to be in this coon hunt. And it's like a 3-day long deal, and they camp out in the woods, and they win by how many coons they catch. So anyway, you're going to have to find out what happens with the rest of this book. But like I said before, this book is one of the first books that I cried in. And as a little girl, I remember thinking, oh my gosh, how can I be so connected to this character, to these characters? But it kind of opened my eyes and made me really appreciate reading and appreciate what a good book can do for a child, to teach them different things like loving and working hard and death and responsibility and families and how we're supposed to act. And anyway, it's a great book, and I'm sorry I don't have a copy to show you. Mine's in storage somewhere because we're moving, but I hope you get a chance to look it up and read it. It will change your life. Anyway, have a good day.